Mm-hmm. You know, the search hearings,
Yeah.
search results,
Mm-hmm.
date and time is 8 a.m. on all of the entries.
Yeah.
And really, it should be the actual court date and time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you could go through every entry of all the hearings,
Yeah.
I'd like to know all the 8 a.m.s.
Yes.
And then I'd like to know if there's an actual day and time according to what the court rules say.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the individuals that installed this shouldn't have just put a default 8 a.m. at every court hearing right now. Could be a little lawsuit here.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Now, at 9:14,
Mm-hmm.
there was what was known as the trial setting.
Yeah.
hmm That was a Superior Court hearing.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then a motion, marriage, dissolution marriage, 10-5.
Yeah.
And then there was that Superior Court hearing where you did the modification,
Right.
and you did another modification. And then on 12/31 of 2012,
Yes.
there was a settlement conference setting hearing that was not on the actual public court record. Now, how does a hearing
Yes.
get on the Odyssey
Yes.
at 8 a.m. on December 31st of 2012,
Yeah.
and it doesn't show up on the actual public court record? Is it because you put it as number 37 and a half? Oh, you mean each time you have one of these, they have to have their own number?
Ouch.
Like 37? Oh, number 38 should be in the show right now. Settlement conference setting hearing. Now, it could be,
Okay.
just looking at the actual day and time of all these hearings.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
See, we had another one on July 19th of 2013,
Yeah.
8 a.m. And then we had one on August 30th of 2013.
Yes.
And we had one here on June 12th of 2015
Mm-hmm.
and July 31st of 2015.
Yes.
But for some reason,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think court rules say it happens at 8 a.m.
Yes.
And I don't think that the petitioner appeared at that court hearing. Now, what happens when you're your own witness at a court hearing
Yes.
and Heidi got paid to stay home?
Ouch.
See, it actually says H-E-I. You only get four letters.
Yes.
Well, this says marriage of Heidi Lee Budnick.
Yes.
This is Heidi Lee Budnick versus Paul Chad Budnick.
Yes.
There's missing an I. There's an I missing there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I missing there, and there's an I missing there. Now, my full name is on each one of these.
Yes.
Nobody actually went through all the court hearings of Heidi
Yes.
and made a small. See, this one says Heidi.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Heidi Lee,
Yes.
Heidi Lee,
Ouch.
there's an intentional Heidi Lee Budnick.
Yeah.
No. See, for the domestic violence entries of the Odyssey, that's the H-E-I-D,
Yes.
without an I. Now, if I looked at the dissolution of marriage, because that's what I'm going to do,
Yes, he is. Mm-hmm.
my wife's name wasn't intentionally changed so that nobody could search for her actual name.
Yes.
H-E-I-D-I. Now, if we just made a search for H-E-I-D,
Yes.
do you know of any undocumented court hearings? Mhm. Yeah, the family always likes to just kind of not include the spelling, quite possibly. So, H-E-I-D.
Yeah.
And then just looking through it,
Yes.
let's see here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It says Heidi Lee.
Mm.
Mm-mm. Mm. Order for protection.
Yeah.
hmm Um, um, mm, 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 uh, is her name for declaration?
Yeah. Mm.
Wait a second. The petitioner's name isn't on any. Well, this one says Heidi,
Yes, it does.
uh, but that's not a Superior Court hearing.
Mm.
Well, where's the name of the petitioner? Let's look at it for just a moment. Yes, it looks like somebody intentionally changed the name. Yes, even though on the public court record. Yes. Is it the confidential nature of the actual court hearings themselves? The confidentiality form that was filled out for the law enforcement information system? Could you get me the LEIS? Yes, and all confidential forms that have been filled out? Yes, by every individual that calls themselves a victim? Yes, because of the allegation of somebody perpetrating the crime of domestic violence and child abuse. Now, let's say she fraudulently filled out the necessary information. I'm thinking there could be a lawsuit here. Yes. Now, under the penalty of perjury? Yes. A fraud? There's this idea. Yes. See, we had $180,000 worth of unsecured debt. Both of us were named in one of these criminal civil lawsuits in Spokane County. Yes, you were. Uh huh. And then there's that Clark County issue, but the foreclosure that took place. You know, the easiest thing for you to do to hide yourself from creditors, yes, is to get a protection order where you make the false accusation of domestic violence and child abuse. Misspell your name in the LEIS so the police can't find you. And then make sure that your creditors have no access to your actual contact.